Hi, welcome to everyone's favourite segment, Mailbag. Back on the bench in old school format because, well, if you've seen my latest video, look at this. It's clean. It's clean. It's an absolute clean bench. Unbelievable. You might never see it again. So anyway, reminds me that, this grubby old UV faded mat, I think, yeah, I might need to replace that with like a nice grey background. Leave it in the comments down below, like I did with my Tegano microscope one. I had put like a nice new grey background on it. This is pretty drab. Anyway, Mailbag. And the reason I'm doing it old school like this instead of talking head on the camera is that my current Mailbag bench is kind of, it's half in between the cleanup now, so it's not workable at the moment. So if you want to send something into Mailbag, send it into EEVblog Mailbag. You got to actually put Mailbag on it. PO Box 7949, Norwest, New South Wales 2153, Australia, not Austria. Thank you very much, Digital Power Systems .eu there in Karlsruhe in Germany. Hi to all my German viewers. Let's check it out. It's a DPS, is it? I've got no idea what a DPS is. Geez, the knife looks big on the on the screen here, doesn't it? And yeah, it's kind of big. And for those who think, oh, Dave, sharpen that thing. No, it's perfectly fine. You want to come here and find out? Sneaky down the side. We've got a DCC 4805 and a serial isolator. Nice. Oh, USB-C. I don't think I've got a USB serial isolator. Let's have a look. Enjoy. Thank you very much. Oh, right. Yes. Okay. Yeah, they did clue me in. Look at this. It's a little DIN rail mount. Isn't that cute? Little DIN rail mount. USB, and it's like half a normal width as well, but unfortunately it is not a 240 volt. I was going to say, you probably could fit a 240 volt in there. I wonder if they have a 240 volt like mains version. Obviously, like DIN rail aren't just designed for main stuff. They're designed for low voltage industrial equipment as well, where you've already got an existing, you might have a 12 volt bus or a 24 volt bus or something like that, and you just want a USB. Electrons are going to fly out. And what's this one? Oh, this one here is 9 to 48 volts input. Nice. Yeah, so very handy if you just want a 5 volt source and either USB-C or just like screw terminals inside your control system that uses DIN rail. So very handy. It looks like we've got a positive, negative input. So input on this side and output on that side there. So yeah, negative on the outside. So yeah, they're labeled fine. And it looks like this one has your various power delivery voltages as well, up to 12 volts, 1.5 amps. Geez, they don't weigh anything either. So, yeah, let's crack it open. It looks like these just crack open nicely here. Oh, there we go, flippity-doodah. There you are, there you go. It's all, just one nice PCB, a 1mm PCB. They're excited about their 1mm PCB. It's none of that 1.6mm rubbish, none of that 0.8mm standard rubbish. 1mm, thank you very much. Did they have to do that for some particular reason to get the exact height required for the USB? Yeah, so probably, if you went for 1.6, it might have extended out there and you wouldn't have been able to do the plastic on the side there. Perhaps I'd say that's probably all to get the height on the inductor there. So yeah, that's a fit to envelope design decision to go with go with a 1mm PCB. I guess they decided that no, 0.8 was too small for some reason. The controller there's an SPM5218. I'll put up the data sheet for that thing, but we've got ourselves a fuse over there, so that's nice. Of course, if it blows, you can easily replace that. Just pop the hood off like I did and just solder in a new one. Bob's your uncle. They've gone for an awful lot of caps there on the output there to try and get the, I don't know, they might have got a bargain on the caps, of course, and of course lower profile, so, you're not limited to, although they do use some bigger jobbies over here, but yeah, anyway, that looks very nice. And inside the 48 volt jobby, there you go, very similar, like identical construction really, fused as well. Uses a different converter there. I'll put up the data sheet for that one, and yeah, it looks really nice. I like it. I do like how they actually use these PCB soldered integral screw terminals like this. That's just a really nice design, really nice solution. I like that. And your physical stress is decoupled by, you know, these plastic inserts here and the force going in this direction. So really, there shouldn't be any stress on those solder joints. No worries. Hang on, 1mm PCB width? That'd be thickness. Germans. And if we power that up, you can see that they've got a little right angle LED on there, and they're just using the front panel decal as a diffuser there. Nice. And at 9 volts input, only 2 milliamps quiescent current there, including the LED. Nice. And at 48 volts, that's only dropping down to 1.1 milliamps. And we'll just spot check the output because you don't want it actually precisely 5, believe it or not. And sure enough, 5.15 there. The reason you want it a bit above is because, so then when you've got like a cable drop, voltage drop in your cable going to whatever the thing you're powering, then you're not starting out at 5 volts. You're starting a bit above. So then, you know, because most things are going to tolerate 5 volts input plus minus 5%. So you don't want to go like to 5.25, but 5.15 output voltage is a reasonable compromise like that then you can have, you know, a bit of loss on your cable and no worries. And this cute little thing is an isolated USB-C serial port. I like these. You should have a few of these in your kit for like interfacing with, you know, I'm interfacing with, like I do a teardown, I want to like interface with a serial port or something like that. Then a little isolated jobby like this is very handy. So I'll put up the data sheets for these. I can't quite read them here, but that's obviously our USB to serial. Very simple. And then we've got an opto isolator here, denoted by the silk screen, of course. So these are completely isolated. Really nice. But of course, you've got to supply power to the other side for the transceiver on this opto coupler side. So this positive and negative has to go to your device under test. And yep, they are labeled there. Very nice. They've even put pads there so you can like solder on your own wires. That's thoughtful. I like that. It's upside down so all the electrons are going to fall out. There you go. That's cute. That's the UART ISO DPS. So thank you very much, DPS, designed in Germany, of course. And these are cool little bits of kit, including this. These are cheap as chips. They're only 21.90 euros, including VAT. I couldn't quite get a price on this, but yeah, it's not going to be that expensive. So yeah, I'll link them in down below. Check them out. Thank you very much, Zubax, Zubax.com. You can scan that if you've got one of those newfangled shoe phones. And they're from Estonia. Hi to all my viewers in Estonia. All I know about Estonia is that they offer like really cool like digital residencies. Maybe I could become an Estonian resident. What do you reckon? Australia's going to hell. What have we got in here? Let's open up. Oh, open siphel? Siphel? I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, it's open, is it? Got a cool sticker. Ooh, liking that. Now, I do kind of, sort of know what this is. I like the package in here. That's really groovy. We've got a module thingy. Check that out. Oh, look at that potted. Oh, in red potting compound. Oh, thing of beauty. This is joy forever. It's a Zubax FG401MA. And some people might have guessed it already. What this is, it's an electromagnet thingy. So you apply your voltage across here and boom, you've instantly got a super powerful magnet to do whatever you want with. And I got these as well. This is a perm alloy plate, of course. Doesn't stick at the moment, but she will once we apply here. And it looks like this is a CAN interface thing, so presumably, you know, you can control this via software somehow. So this is 150 euros for the electromagnet, and by the way, it is not just like a coil and that's it, Bob's your uncle. It's more advanced than that. And the CAN interfaces, they've got down 75 euros down here, and the plate is 28 euros for your perm alloy plate. I didn't get any instructions, so I'm going to have to go download an RTFM. But there is the hero shot. Look at that. Oh, I just love the red potting compound and the red standoffs on it. It just looks gorgeous. It really does. That's great. So Zubax are a aerospace specialist manufacturer, and this is one of their products that is designed for like payload attachment for drones or for robotics or something like that. This can hold up to 20 kilos. Now, the interesting thing about this is that it's not just an electromagnet that, you apply power to and then, it's chewing all that power to get your magnetism. This will actually take zero power once you turn the magnet on. So, you're not chewing that battery from your drone or your robot or whatever it is that's holding your payload. So you could drop something from your drone. So this can hold up to 20 kilos and then drop it via command without using any power except when it's changing state. And it can change state in like under a second. So I'm not sure if we're actually going to get details about how this works. It might be some proprietary tech in here. Have to do some research. They don't seem to have any specific technical details of exactly how they've implemented their design, but I'll put up the Wikipedia page for these ElectroPermanent magnets, as they're called, and that'll show you that they basically have two different types of permanent magnetic material, soft and a hard one they're called, and by actually reversing, flipping the polarity of a coil, because they will have a coil in here, by flipping the polarity of the coil temporarily, you can actually either effectively enable or disable the electropermanent magnet. And so it takes, but once you've made that switch, the magnetism will stay there and it holds onto your payload, and then it takes no power, and then you just provide a bit of current to flip the thing for, a couple of seconds. In this case, I think this one's rated for 1 second, and then it releases your payload and Bob's your uncle. Very cool bits of kit. So the cool thing about this is that, as I said, it comes with this CAN interface here, but it also comes with this standard RC, as in remote control, PWM interface as well. And there's like digital control as well, and there's other bus compatible protocols and all sorts of things designed to actually drive this thing. So we're just going to use the analog input here. So just got it operates from 5 volts up to 40 volts or something. I'll put up the maximum specs here. But yeah, then all we have to do is take this analog input, and all we have to do is put a 5.1k resistor either to positive, which should switch it on, I think, or negative, which will switch it off. So let's go ahead and then turn this on. And you can see it's got a quiescent current there of about 27 milliamps. So it's not zero power, but the fact is the coil is not taking any power. So, that's like bugger all there. And you can see we've got a little flashy thing going on there. And you can read the manual. It's incredibly, just the data sheet / manual, incredibly comprehensive. It's got all the code and all sorts of things. They've really gone to town on this. It's really amazing. At the moment, we've got the metal plate. It's not magnetic. Okay, so this will have up to 20 kilos holding force. So here we go. Watch the display here, and it should take a surge of current for a second or two. And let's switch it on. Let's see what it goes to. Boom. Oh, I'm hearing something. It went up to what, 0.8 or something? I might have missed that, but yeah, about 0.8 amps, and it dropped back down like that. So this should be permanently magnetized. I should not be able to pull. Yep, I can't. I can't pull that off, right? Maybe I can prise it off, but that's held there with 20 kilos maximum weight handling capability on that thing. And as you can see, it's only drawing the quiescent power now. Very cool. So now if I put it to negative, oh, yep, there we go. 0.8, something like that. And it just, I don't know if you heard that crackling sort of sound, like shh, like, yeah, there's actually a sound to it, but it started at 0.8 amps and then just went down like that. And now it should, yep, it just lifts off like that. Cool bananas, huh? So it looks like there is a bit of residual stickiness there, but yeah, it's basically gone. Fantastic. ElectroPermanent magnets. Beautiful. So let's go for a drop test, shall we? We've got multimeter attached to the plate. I've magnetized that sucker, so, and I can even turn the power off, and it's still holding that meter. No worries. Let's turn it back on, and demagnetized. Boom. Drop test complete. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner. So that is super cool. Thank you very much, Zubax, for sending in that very interesting bit of kit, an ElectroPermanent magnet. So if you're into your drones or your automation, your robots or whatever, and you need an ElectroPermanent magnet that you can turn off and on that doesn't take, huge amounts of power, these things are the duck's guts. This is very well implemented. I like it. It's quite reasonably priced at 150 euros too. Check it out down below. Have a mystery item, no idea who it's from because it just comes from a local reshipper, so not sure what the deal is. Let's go. What do we got? Okay. It's protected good, whatever it is. It's a... Why do we have a plug pack? It's an Aussie one. Okay. I got no idea why I got that. I did not order that. It's a Qualcomm Quick Charge 3. Handy, but generic power adapter. It's got a model number on there, but I don't know, like can't even do a teardown because they're destructive and well, what's the point? Okay, I don't get it. Oh, look, it's an old school letter. Thank you very much, Don Hall, from the United States of America, Ohio. Hi to all my viewers in Ohio. What do we got? It's a, Electrion, drive-in roads. Why? While the ascent of electric vehicles is ongoing, the speed of adoption is at best unpredictable. Yeah, they're dropping. One major hold-up for consumers is commercial range anxiety. While developing networks away from roadway, okay. It's an article, in what magazine? Electrion's system. What about it? Oh, got some ads. Oh, wide flanged boxes. There you go. Fantastic. Oh, okay, this is the wireless, right. Yes, I've done a video on the wireless road charging thing. No, it's bullshit. It's a boondoggle. Well, it works, but it's not practical. It's like for widespread adoption in roads. It's never going to happen. I've done a video on, I'll link it in here, and it was, what was it, a $50 million boondoggle or something like that? They had some pilot program, can't remember where it was. I don't think it was in Michigan. This might be a different one, but yeah, I think it was similar. Yeah, and the MDOT, which is the Department of Transport, and yeah, they keep pouring money into this thing, thinking it's going to be a thing. So yeah, they got this pilot program in Michigan, studying EVs. No. The only way it's possibly going to be of value is if you, say, had a taxi rank or something where cars like sit for like extended periods of time, sort of like, guaranteed. To sit for extended periods of time waiting for people. So, if you had an EV taxi, for example, yes, at the taxi rank, you could actually install just a strip of these. It wouldn't cost much. And they're not hugely efficient, but they do work. You can't, but then you've got a, chicken and egg thing. You've got to design it into the car to begin with, and no one's going to design it into the car unless there's already existing infrastructure for it. So you'd have to order special, EV taxis that actually have this. No, I'm not going to read. You can read all this BS for yourself. But no, wireless charging is not going to be a thing. I just noticed there's a note. Should have read the note first. Dr. Jones. I have enclosed an article from Electrical Contractor magazine that you may find suspect. Solar roads again. Yeah, it's I am nearly retired in Ohio, and I've always appreciated your content. Thank you, Don. I would love to see you and John Cadigan do an electric car collaboration. Yes, John Cadigan, a fellow Aussie YouTuber. I'll link in his channel down below. It's rather hilarious. If you like Ockerism, Australian way of talk, then yeah, he's the guy for you, and he does car related videos. So yeah. So yeah, is my official verdict on wireless freaking roadways. It's not going to be a thing. Expecting very niche locations, even for the electric buses. I've done the videos on the electric buses. There's just no point. Like even at the bus depot where you actually, park the buses overnight, it's kind of pointless to even put them there because it's so easy. I've physically done it myself. Driven an electric bus into the depot, and I've physically plugged in the charger for it. It takes like seconds to do, and you get the most efficient transfer and fastest transfer possible. So no, just no, it's just silly. Only in niche applications will that work. So yeah. Oh, this looks exciting. On-camera reaction material for hours of indulgent pleasure. Where does it come from? It comes from Australia. It comes from Brumby on the EEVblog forum. So let's rip it apart. I wanted to get the thicker ones, but the budget wouldn't allow. What the hell are these things? Reaction material. Hang on. Here we go. Oh, no, I got to turn it up the other way. Right, I thought it might have been a magazine or something like that, but... hello? Sponges! Sponge porn! Oh my god! Where'd you get these from? Oh, it's a sponge bonanza! I'll never run out of sponges! This is, yeah, they're just generic one hung low brand. Hang on, gonna get the water. Okay, here we go. Sponge porn in 4K. I'm going to do it right here on the bench. Oh, will these be any good? Oh, no, they're a bit piss weak. Oh, that's not exciting at all. No, I give that, I rate that maybe a 4 out of 10. Leave it in the comments down below. That's like thin as. No, it's okay, but let's try 2 of them. Ooh, it's hard to get through to the bottom one there. Yeah, no, I've seen way better sponge porn than that. Anyway, thanks, Brumby. I'll never run out. Oh no, it's the 3rd suck of the Sav. Beelink. Oh my goodness, they're back at it yet again. We've had, navy blue this time. Yeah, these mini PCs, which I love. And we've had both an Intel jobby, like a high-end Intel jobby, and an AMD. Oh, it's a slidey thing. What's this one? This one is a Twin Lake N150. So this is going to be much lower cost than the ones we've looked at previously. So all I know is that it's the EQ series, but they've got like so many different variants of all their mini PCs, which is good, and also bad, because I have no idea of the exact model of this thing until I actually get it out, and it should be on the bottom. These bloody hydraulic boxes. Here you go. It looks similar to the one we had before. The one we had before was an EQ, wasn't it? Very similar. So is the teardown going to be identical? But yeah, the USB, the headphones, the USB-C, yep, that's all identical. Yep. Everything's very handy with the integrated PSU and everything. But what model is it? The EQ14. All right, I'll go get a price on this one. So this one is 230 Yankee bucks or so. That's like sort of like standard price. You have been able to get it cheaper during sales and things like that. So this is a really low cost, super powerful PC using like a low power jobby, 25 watts with the new N150 processor, but it can scale down. And they've got, I have to link it in down below. There's only so many things screenshots I can put in. They've got extensive data available on the website to show how much power it takes, what temperature it gets to during all sorts of operations and stuff like that. And suffice to say, these things are really super quiet and super low power. So if you want a really low power application, these things are absolutely fantastic. Anyway, it's the same EQ series, but I'm sure we won't see the 80 watt power supply like we did in the previous one, because this is only 25 watt max processor. Yeah, there you have it. We've got a smaller 48 watt power supply. So yeah, kind of like half-ish of what we had before. Once again, direct mains input, absolutely fantastic. How, you don't need external power bricks or anything. Just whack the mains straight in and Bob's your uncle. We've got our I/O interface board on top here. We've got our RAM comes standard with 16 gigabytes here, which is very nice. None of that 8 gigabyte rubbish. And 500 gigabyte solid state drive under here, here, and you can see it under there. They've just got a, there's a second slot. Yes, there is a second slot there. So, yeah, you can expand this thing really nicely. And there you have it there. Just unscrew that, and, oh, got some thermal pads on the bottom there. And look at that. So there's our, of course, that's our 500 gig. Geez, it's even unpopulated for 500 gig. Oh, man. When I was a boy, 500 kilobytes was a lot. No one will ever need more than 640 kilobytes. Remember that, kiddies. Anyway, yeah, dual M2 slots there. Very nice. And yeah, they've only got the one slot there for the RAM, but that's plenty. You might be able to expand that if you want. 16 gig is like plenty for any application this thing's going to run, but you could possibly expand that too. But yeah, extra storage, and of course you've got the dual gigabit Ethernets on there. You've got the dual HDMIs built in. You've got 3 USB-As, very handy, and you've got the USB-C and another USB-A on the front, so plenty of I/O capability. And as we've looked at previously, I've even measured the heatsink temperatures. It brings air in from the bottom. The thermals on these are very good, and pumps it out the back here through the heatsink, so it rises up through. So they know what they're doing when they thermally design these things. They're quite remarkable for the size, actually. And as I mentioned, the fan is whisper quiet. It's practically silent. It's like 32 dB maximum when you're like streaming 4K or something. I'll put once again, they've got extensive measurements and data on this. And yeah, you basically don't know the thing's running. It's great. And booting it up, there you go. We're getting the Beelink logo-y thing. And it'll have Windows installed, I do believe. Windows 11. So out of the box, it comes ready to go. You get the nice USB lead with it. You get the power mains figure 8 power cord, and Windows installed, Windows 11, and Bob's your uncle. But of course, you can install Linux on it, whatever you want. Knock yourself out. I love how you don't have to dick around with licenses anymore. It just like, everything just works. I'm sure Microsoft are getting their coins somehow. Okay, some power measurements. We've got 1 watt in standby. That's all right. So let's power it up. And we're booting up 20 odd watts when it's booting up, and it's going to drop down to 11, is it? Yeah, it's jumping around. I'm not sure what Windows is doing there. It was below 11. Up 9. There it is, 10 watts. So, I don't know, whatever Windows is doing with its thing, that's the idle consumption. It's not much. Sign into Marty McFly. Okay, we'll run CPU ID on this, and then we'll bench it. Let's bench it again. And that's jumping up to 20 watts now while it's benchmarking. So it looks like that's going to be its maximum. So that was going to be its maximum, 20 there, but I don't know if we're going to get higher than that, because if you go over here, it says that the maximum TDP is 6 watts here. Well, that's obviously wrong. So yeah, I'm not sure where it's getting that from. You probably have to go into, I don't know, the energy settings in Windows 11. I don't know. I don't use Windows 11, whatever. But anyway, it's low power. It's not like a high-powered beast jobby like we saw in the previous 2 ones. I think the previous one was even technically more powerful than my editing PC at the moment. So, yeah. But this is designed as a nice little low-power jobby. Anyway, I'll put up some benchmarks here for the N100 processor. Remember, this is the new N150. Alder Lake one, so it's slightly more powerful again, I believe, than the N100. But compare it with, say, a Raspberry Pi, it's more than like twice the power of a Raspberry Pi for single and multi-core stuff. So, yeah, nice little compact low power solution if you don't need a lot of grunt, but it's got all the I/O that the other ones have in this EQ series. So, yeah. Well, worth a look. The price point is very competitive. I don't know if there's much better out there at this price point, but I don't know. I'm not Linus Tech Tips. So thank you very much, Beelink, for sending this one in. Might find a use for it around here in the lab for some, embedded permanent application or something. But yeah, please don't send any more. That was the third suck of the salve. Anyway, Beelink PCs, very cool, very well designed. I'll link them in down below, and very cost competitive. I just love these small form factors. They're great. I've now got 3 of these things, and I'm going to use them for a whole bunch of stuff.